Now to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's speech to Congress. Netanyahu striking a defiant tone, appealing to the U.S. for continued support, thanking both President Biden and former President Donald Trump, playing both sides of the aisle, and also blasting protesters.
Vice President Harris skipping Netanyahu's speech, but she will meet with him one-on-one tomorrow. Also not on the speech today, 80 House Democrats and several Democratic senators. The speech by the controversial Netanyahu also drawing protests, Capitol Police using pepper spray and flashbangs on demonstrators. 6 people busted inside the House gallery.
And covering the speech for us, here's Eyewitness News reporter Lauren Glassberg. Lauren?
Well, Sade and Bill, Benjamin Netanyahu defended the war in Gaza, reminding lawmakers that Israel is the only democracy in the region and its enemies are America's enemies. That is an appeal to lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. For the prime minister, there is much at stake, not just concerning the war in Gaza, but also the growing threats by Iran and its proxies.
Today, as Israel fights on the front line of civilization, I too appeal to America. Give us the tools faster, and we'll finish the job faster.
It was a speech to shore up American support for Israel. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu recounted the events of October 7th when Hamas attacked Israel and made parallels to the events of 9/11. But global support for Israel's war on Hamas has waned. Today, outside the Capitol, thousands protested Netanyahu's visit and the war, calling it genocide. Police even used pepper spray on some. And some Democratic lawmakers also protested by not attending today's speech.
I've long supported helping Israel in its self-defense, but let me also make clear that support for Israel's right to exist is not a blank check for extremist policies of Prime Minister Netanyahu.
Former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, was also a no-show and instead held a forum today with families of the Israeli hostages.
Netanyahu's reckless actions dragged Israel and the region into will take years to mend. But the hostages cannot wait. The living hostages must be brought home to heal, the dead to a proper burial ASAP.
But Netanyahu says the IDF takes many steps to protect Palestinian civilians and blames Iran for spreading disinformation and fomenting protests.
Well, I have a message for these protesters. When the tyrants of Tehran, who hang gays from cranes and murder women for not covering their hair, are praising, promoting, and funding you, you have officially become Iran's useful idiots.
Now, Israel is also currently fighting Iran's proxies, Hezbollah and the Houthis, which is why America's support is so vital. Netanyahu says when the war on Hamas ends, he envisions a demilitarized and de-radicalized Gaza. Security would be controlled by Israel, but it would be run by a civilian administration of Palestinians who don't seek to destroy Israel. Bill?
Lauren.